resist something that adds heat, which we're not burning up, but now we're really freaking hot. Now we're hot. We're really hot. Let's do a manual. Hello everyone, Thoranx is here, and welcome back to Mars Horizon, where we're preparing for an orbital EVA and a multi-crew orbit at the same time, one of which we're only going to be third, the other one we might actually be first. Gosh, I don't want to hold my breath, but man, we are the only one in the mission planning stages of the orbital EVA, and that gives me so much joy. We're currently researching the next mission control expansion. And I'm debating our options. We honestly might just push down to the next mission control expansion and try to get even more missions going at the same time. But at some point, we're going to have to commit to the large launch pad, which is going to take vehicle assembly building, PR office, the visitors center, 10% total rewards from request missions, increased joint missions. Well, I'm not super excited about joint missions. I mean, the science is good. I don't know. I go back and forth on cooperation versus competition. But in any event, Japan is launching the commercial satellite in 12 months. Are you kidding me? Wow. Going for that money. Going for that big money. Well, that's just the way it goes. We need to stick with what we're doing. Mission control expansion is going to really help us out here. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, we have a research lab expansion we did not build either. So that might be worth something, right? That's pretty reasonable cost. And then let's see, if we go to a mission control expansion... Let's see, we're looking at science reward for missions. What kind of adjacency bonuses are we talking about? That's an incredibly expensive obstruction removal. And that costs us nothing to remove. Nothing. Tra-la-la. Let's do that. Yeah. 500,000. We got 500,000 or 1.1 million. 500,000, please. Thank you much. Maybe we should take some of this money while we have a chance and remove some of this cheap debris. Obstructions. Alright, that's probably good. That's good. I don't want to spend more than that. We're clearing out this area, and then eventually we're going to start to rearrange buildings maybe for some optimization. I just don't think we're there yet. Our next research, I'm tempted to go straight to this. Or we can get tier 2 astronaut talents, or we can try to plan ahead and go to the large launch pad. I'm thinking. Really, we might want to go back and do some of these missions, because eventually we're going to have to get to the commercial satellite, and look at that funding reward. We need the commercial satellite, so... Oh, that's so much research, though. I think we stick with the buildings, actually. I think we push ahead and we do another mission control expansion, because we can always... Ooh. Requires one of these. The visitor center, please. Oh, 3,600. 48. Woo. That's a lot of science we don't have. These are good. Research cost reductions on the missions research tree. I think that's where we want to be. What is this? What is this? 10% support gained from successful missions. That's pretty neat. Sometimes I wonder, is it better to prioritize, because you only need one of these research, either one of these, the diplomacy or the visitor center, to jump down to all of these? And so, or at least down to these. And so in my head, I'm thinking to myself, is it worth going back and getting every single research? Because like these, you only need one of as well. Or is it better to unlock the completion reward for that era? 5% payload reliability. Is it worth going back and getting animal in space, satellite imaging, and da-da-da? Because really, in order to get to this tier, we only have to go down through 1, 1, 1, and then that's it. So we could kind of like, we could cut out, you have the capability to cut out a lot. And when you're behind, you might be like, we need to cut out a lot. But I think we need to be smart about it. Like, we only want to cut out enough things to get ahead. And I think we need that. More missions are going to be better. More missions means more resources, means more money, more science, means more progress. So let's go with the visitor center next. No, because we have to do the PR office first. Yeah. Gosh darn it. That's tough. That's real tough. Because that is a lot of science spent just to get to one more mission control. Maybe that's a bridge too far for now. I still think that's not a bad call. We'll stick with it for now. We can always reevaluate. The big thing is we're going to get a funding review. Or 1967. There we go. We got a lot of support. More money. And we've completed the orbital EVA payload. Oh my goodness. The Gemini crew, only vehicle boosters reliability counts towards launch. You know, that's okay. That's really okay. And then the I Like Sugar is ready for launch. Optimal and suboptimal launch windows are reversed. Okay, so now we need some astronauts, and Dark Star is actually still recuperating for 2 months, so it's time for some new astronauts. I think we need to start by figuring out who we're going to take. Problem Solver 1 is pretty good. Test Pilot's not bad. Longer till retirement. 50% recovery time. 10% support reward. I like that one. Problem Solver. I like that one. Something to be said for that longer retirement age. All right, well, let's see who's first. Let's switch right on over to our selection here. And let's see who the first new astronaut to be hired is going to be. Okay, then. Rocket Ninja. Woo! Welcome to the astronaut pool. I think we're gonna do this one. Rocket Ninja, nice to have you with us. Boom. And then the next astronaut to be joining us is going to be, let's see. And it looks like the next astronaut is going to be Shadow Cat. Okay. I love that one person that's so excited. So excited. The question is, do we want to go with the retirement age? I feel like that's It's a cheaper hire because it's not that good of a trait. I feel like we're just going to treat them gender ambiguous because really we need a problem solver. So we're going to hire you, Shadowcat. Okay, there we go. Now back to our crew. Shadowcat and Rocket Ninja, you guys are going to be on the rocket. And let's see. So what is the bonus that we need? Launch reliability is pretty high. Yeah, payload reliability is not bad either. I think we need the science reward. Because here's the truth of it, right? If we go to launch date, we can see we're going to be third, and that doesn't get us anything. So we might as well just push this thing out all the way to July and get the most possible science for it. Like the ESA and Soviet Union, they're not even close. They're not even having research. They're way behind on this particular mission. I think that's the right call. Okay, so we've got the launch scheduled for that, and for the orbital EVA, we're going to begin construction of another I Like Sugar vehicle. For the contractor, oh, we have contractors now. We could do it faster for more money, but we can't afford that. We could do it cheaper for less support. More science for more money. Whoa. Less money for more time. I think more time is wrong because we're trying to like actually get first in this one. More science for more money. Let's see, but this puts our funding, we would have to wait 2-3 more months. But the better science. The better science. Let's go back. Yeah. Let's go back. I want to look at something here. So Japan has a orbital EVA scheduled in 9 months. Okay, so we no longer have the ability to wait. We need probably one that's going to get it done in less time for more money. We don't have the money for that. We can't afford to do that. Anybody else have something that lowers the time? Nope. So we're just going to build it in-house. 6 months, though? That's how long? No, they're in 9 months. So we'd have to launch, like, right away. That's never a good thing when you're in a position where you have to launch, like, right away. All right, let's do it. Begin construction. Oh, man. All right. Okay, so we got the research lab expansion is done, and that's going to push us down to... Wait, what? Oh, we built it. We built the research lab expansion. So that's going to help a little bit with science. I mean, 50 more science a month? You can't argue with that. Orbital EVA in 6 months. Mission control expansion is complete. Okay, so let's look at some lucrative requests. Yeah, life support check. I think that's where we want to be. That's 1,000 science over there. So what do we need, money or science? Well, we kind of need both, right? So we got control systems check, experimental payload, life support tests, just straight money. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. The extra power. Whoa, this is achieve an Earth orbit with a high navigational task. What is this mission? A life support test. How does that require higher nav data? Okay. I think we could spend more money to get the 50%. So let's do the math, right? It's going to cost us about 140,000 roughly to do the better payload. And if we get the extra, but then we won't be able to build the vehicle in 3 months. So we'll be further behind waiting for that. I think we just try to make do with what we have. I think we try to make do with what we have. I think we can make it work. I think we can make it work. Let's go. Everybody's ready. We have 3 missions in the works. This is good. Okay, first thing is first. We have our orbital EVA vehicle complete. I like sugar. Launch reliability penalty for suboptimal launch windows is worse, but mission training bonuses are increased. That's okay because we're going to be kind of rushed to do it. Now, this is the one we're coming in third in, so this one is not as important to like schedule immediately. But we can look. That is a lot of science. Oh, let's go, and it's good weather. So this will be the first launch of the I Like Sugar class space vehicle. Adequate conditions is going to push our critical failure rate well below the 10% acceptability threshold. It's above 5, so but we are go for launch.
5, 4, 3,
we need the science.
2, 1.
So this, of course, is our rocket carrying Shadowcat and Rocket Ninja on their first ever mission. And hopefully everything, I'm kind of holding my breath. Okay, it's looking good. All right, it's looking like we're ready for stage 2, or phase 2 of the launch. Okay, all right. Yes, nice 50% right in the middle. No launch event. By the book. It was by the book. Get a little bit more experience on the I Like Sugar vehicle components. So now we have our first multi-crew orbit. Pretty darn good. Lot of resources required to complete this. Wow, and the bonus reward is extreme. 5 turns remaining, 4 commands per turn. I think we can do it. Let's look at what our high turnovers are. Flyover course adjustment is big. Data transmission is big. Conduct experiments is pretty good. So nav data is the most important. So we're probably going to need these flyover course adjustments. Let's start with let's see. We'll put Shadowcat behind the controls. We'll do a flight path control, and then actually we'll let both of you take a turn doing the flight path control. Actually, and then we'll get a flyover course adjustment. Okay, and then actually we'll send that data back to ground control. Not a bad spread for the first round. We did use 2 power. That's okay. Let's see what kind of success we're dealing with here. All right, very good. Good job, Shadow. Let's give Rocket a turn at the controls. Well, that's okay. Maybe it was system malfunction. Let's see. Astronaut is suffering from exhaustion, resulting in reduced productivity. This command's output will be reduced by 1 unless you spend 1. I think we're just going to let that one go. You're a little tired. That's okay. You know, spaceflight is taxing. We're just going to accept that. Flyover course adjustment rolled a 1. Lost the star lock. I think we're going to accept that one as well. It's only a loss of 1 navigation, whereas I think the energy in the battery is more valuable. And we'll send all the data back to ground control so they can hear all about our malfunctions and mistakes. Ultimately, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see. If we go with a high data transmission, we can then ask... you both to conduct experiments and then maybe do another flyover course adjustment. That's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. So we'll send the data transmission back down to ground control. They're trying to still understand what happened in the last chain of events. Experiments conducted by Shadowcat, very good. It's a lot of good data. Rocket Ninja, oh, wonderful. The crew are working particularly well with mission control. The command generates additional data. That's what I'm talking about. We got a flyover course adjustment. That, that's you can't you can't bat 1,000. One less navigational data. I feel like that is going to come back to get us. But we don't have a lot of power. Let's accept it for now. Because we're going to be able to do course adjustments, manual data collection, and then data transmission. With 3 turns remaining, that's pretty good. We could do another flyover course adjustment. That puts us in really good territory, but we have no power. So I'm thinking really what we need to do instead is recharge the battery a little bit. All right, so let's get another bit of power in the battery and do a flyover course adjustment. Very nice. That's good nav data. We needed that. We'll get some manual data collection from the crew. Oh, you guys almost had it. Both of you working together. An error in the capsule's attitude control system needed to be manually corrected by the crew. Okay, so it wasn't anyone's fault. It wasn't human error. I think we just accept it. 3 comms for 2 crew actions is still pretty good turnaround. We'll send that data back down to mission control. We'll see if they can figure out what the problem was. Now, at this point, we're going to do a flyover course adjustment twice. See, that's a lot of power usage, though. What do we have? We have data transmission over here, and then an external sensor alignment, followed by a flyover course adjustment, followed by charging up the battery. That's pretty darn good, actually. Let's go with that. So first things first, we're going to send the data back. Then we're going to get the sensors aligned. Yeah, that was a good one. Get accurate readings. And then a flyover course adjustment. Gosh, that flyover course adjustment just constantly struggles. I think we resist this one. We need the full 4 nav data to be within 4 of this bonus objective here. So at this point, what are we looking at? We're looking at a flyover course adjustment followed by a manual data collection, and then we charge the battery twice, and then we're good to go. Met, and met. Done. Okay, so the flyover course adjustment had a problem. This is why we needed to send the troubleshooter. This is why the astronaut you were, Shadowcat, was so important, because it likely reduced this objective by 1 and brought us closer to success. We're of course going to resist this one, so we get our full nav data. Manual data collection is a problem, but we're going to resist that one as well. We have the power in the battery, and we need... Actually, we didn't even need that one, but we're going to spend it anyways, because why not? All right, now we're talking about a controlled re-entry. This one's going to be a little spicy because we've got to monitor your heat. So 4 is burnt up. We're already at a 3. 5 turns, 4 commands. We're trying to get 22 and 21 comms and nav. Oof, that's a lot. Let's do manual data collection, followed by a flyover course adjustment. Twice. And then we'll put some energy in the battery. Or Hold on. No, that's the right call. That's the right call. Flyover course adjustment, charge the battery. All right, let's go. First is the manual data collection, which you guys can use to change the entry point, the entry angle a little bit, get the heat down. Flyover course adjustment is on track. Let's get another one just like that. We need a little bit more of an adjustment. Yo, let's go! The data gathered by the module is given a more precise indication of the payload's current position. This command generates extra navigational data. We check for heat. We're not burning up, but we're going to get a little bit of heat added to our entry. So you can see, again, this is the benefit of having that troubleshooter that we hired, Shadowcat, because it brings our objective down by 1. And that's, you watch, I bet that's going to be the difference. Maybe. Let's do more manual data collection. But then we don't really have a way to gain. Okay, so that's like a short-term solution. I think instead what we do is flight path control, followed by data transmission. Twice, and then a flyover course adjustment. I feel like this one's actually going to be tricky to get the bonus reward. Let's see how that looks. So Shadow will put you at the controls. That's a good flight path. And let's send that data back to ground control. Not so much. Terrestrial weather patterns have caused an issue. I think we're going to resist that. And our second data transmission failed. I think we're just going to accept that one. We can resist one, but not both. We need to conserve data. Flyover course adjustment. Come on. Having a lot of malfunctions. That one was losing the star lock. I think we're just going to accept that. We're going to keep the power we have in the battery in case we need to resist something that adds heat, which we are not burning up. But now we're really freaking hot. Now we're hot. We're really hot. Let's do a manual data collection. Oh my gosh. Are we going to... We can ping our location twice? I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good at all. Let's see. If we conduct experiments, we can then do ground control connection twice. And then ping the location once, and that pulls us into a safe zone. Three turns remaining. This is going to be tough. We need some successful commands is what we need. There we go. Experiments conducted. It gives us the data we need to establish a ground control connection, a solid 100. I think if you roll a perfect 100, gave us data. A member of the mission control team came up with a software update that increased data collection. Okay, well that's pretty good. I think a perfect 100 maybe should have given more than that. Ground control connection successfully completed. Okay. And let's ping our location. Okay, now see this. If this one costs us heat, we have to spend... This command costs an additional comms. We're going to accept it because we need to keep our power high. Hopefully we only get like 1 heat. Oh, we got 6 again. So let's go with another ground control connection. Manual data collection. Ping location. Recharge power. That puts us 6 away from the comms we need next turn. I think we can do that. I think that's doable. Let's see. As long as we don't burn up. That's the thing that matters the most. All right. Good ground control connection. Manual data collection from the crew leaves something to be desired. Error in the capsule's attitude control system needed to be manually corrected. We have to resist this. The comms is what we're going to be short on. We have to resist this. Ping location. Oh, please. It'll cost an additional comms. Well, there's not much we could do about that. So we might not get the bonus objective. Hopefully this just gives us like 1 heat. 5 heat. Okay, so we have manual data collection is kind of a gimme. We have to do that one. So then we can recharge power. And there's not a lot of options for this one. There really aren't. If we had the extra crew capsule, if we had one more crew member, we would be in business because we could do like a flight path control. That's a really big return for your investment. Let's see. If we do a energy flight path control, yeah, then we have to do what? Data transmission times 2, and that gets us there, but then we're burnt up. Then the crew is burnt to a crisp. Okay, so we won't get the bonus rewards, but we're going to get the crew back safe. Shadow and Rocket Ninja, you guys are not going to be lost up there, I promise. Let's ping your location, and then we'll just charge the battery up. We're going to be a little bit short on comm data. The biggest problem is the only 2 ways to get actual data come from the crew. So this was the limfac, right? Is we needed the crew to get data, and we needed the data to activate our other heat reduction that gave us 2. You know what? Maybe we restart this task. Maybe we restart this task. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're gonna we've yet to use that trait, and I think we're gonna pull the trigger on it this time. So we're starting at 3. This gives us a perfect opportunity. We don't have to rush to conduct experiments or. Oh, wait a minute. It's all changed. Oh no, it's all changed. That's not good. Although this kind of actually helps. So let's see, if we ping our location, we conduct experiments, we do an orbital realignment and a ground control connection. That might make things a little easier, because now we have one that gives us data that reduces heat, and the other 2 reduce heat and spend the data. You know what? That might be actually a really good thing that we did. So we'll try to get a signal return test right on the threshold for failure. And that's going to break all the other commands down the line, so we have to spend the power to overcome that. Next, we'll conduct experiments with the crew. Good job, Rocket. Good experiments. Orbital realignments. You know, it's not the most accurate. And it's going to remove our comms. I think we're just going to allow that to happen and save our energy. Ground control connection, though, looks good. No heat. We got a perfect re-entry happening right now. And what? We'll get a little more heat. Not a problem at all. At this point, I think we can afford to do a ground control connection, flight path control, followed by a flyover course adjustment and a data transmission. I feel like we're not really in any danger of heat, but we're not doing nearly as well on our command resources. There you go. Ground control connection successful. Flight path adjustment from Shadowcat. Well, you know, looks technical in nature. Crew member made a minor trajectory miscalculation, caused a positioning error. It wasn't a crucial bit of nav data though, so we're just gonna let it happen. No one's perfect. Flyover course adjustment also failed. Gosh, want to buy a more reliable payload. Jeez. We're just gonna let that one happen too. We're gonna hold on to our power. I think it's better spent on actions rather than resisting things unless you really need them. Alright, and then we get 4 comms. We're going to get some heat added to the system. We're still only at a 3. So ideally we would conduct experiments and then do... Oh, we don't have the heat to spend on the ground control connection. You actually need the heat. The heat is a requirement. What? Okay, that's fine. Flyover course adjustment. This gets us pretty good. This gets us in a pretty good place. So we'll have Rocket Ninja do more experimentation. Good data. Ground control connection is solid. Control breakthrough. Mission control team came up with a software update. The second ground control connection, not so much. It looks like the update actually had a glitch. A burst of static. Well, so it was a solar flare instead. You gain a data, you lose a data. That's sort of how it happens. We're not going to spend any energy to overcome that. That flyover course adjustment is like the worst command we ever could send the payload. We're just going to accept the loss of communication data. So no matter what, the heat's going to be nice and low for that one. I think our best bet at this point is to get manual data collection followed by 2 sets of data transmission and then 1 flyover course adjustment. It gives us no power, but it puts us within swing and range of both objectives. So let's just accept that. Yo, let's go. Manual data collection is good. The crew working together. Rocket Ninja and Shadowcat, good team. Data transmission? Solar flare. It's going to cost an additional data, which costs us our second data transmission. If we resist it, we lose our flyover course adjustment. This is where mistakes start to compound each other. Because we only have the 1 power. We just have to accept it. Which means now we cannot do the data transmission. We don't have the data to send. And the flyover course adjustment failed. Oh, that's so bad. What have we done? We charge the battery. We conduct experiments. We do a ground control connection. Data transmission. We're still short. Yo, we're still short. Okay, so let's just focus on not burning up the crew then. All of that for nothing. Kind of, a little bit, but that's okay. So we're going to conduct experiments and then get a ground control connection, and then we're safely not burnt up. We have the power to resist. We just take the 25% objective completion. Oh no! Oof, we got some kind of a leak, an oxygen leak. A small oxygen leak needed to be sealed, pulling a crew member away from their task. This command will cost additional crew. That's okay. That's okay. We're just gonna let we're gonna let Rocket Ninja help Shadowcat out with that one a little bit, or vice versa. I think Rocket was doing the experiments, so Shadowcat came off the controls to help. It's fine. It's teamwork. Ground control command success. Plenty to beat the objective. We didn't get the bonus, but everybody re-entered just fine. So, need a more reliable payload. That's really what it comes down to. All right, so that was Rocket Ninja and Shadowcat's first mission, the first multi-crew orbit. We were third to complete this milestone, which is, significant, but could it have been better? Yes, that's what we're pushing for with the EVA. Thank you so much for joining me. That's still good science. I hope you've had a good time watching because, as always, I've had a good time playing. So be sure to come back next time. But until then, take care.